Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lukenessmonster, and this is episode 3 of our hardcore playthrough. Now if you do remember, at the end of episode 2, we actually died, and we did go ahead and start a brand new hardcore world, and we have officially caught up to where we were when we died. We are ready to start episode 3, and we've got a few different things we want to do in this episode. For one, we want to build a landing pad. We want to be able to start doing achievements, and unfortunately I love this landing pad up here, but it's not going to give us any achievements, and achievements are going to be really good for starters, the snail challenges. We have to do snail challenges because it's going to be really essential for surviving in hardcore. But we also do want to just be able to get bites and other resources through the achievements category tab, or the missions tab. So first thing we're going to do is build a landing pad. Now we already did unlock the landing pad with our bites. I believe already have the resources we need to make it. So this one is going to be a pretty quick task, but now we can go ahead and print our landing pad. And while this prints, there's another big thing that we have to deal with, and that's power, because as you can tell right now, we are running on empty, and as you can tell, it just stopped. And that's because really all of our power right now are solar panels. We do have one tiny wind turbine, and for most of the night, that sometimes doesn't even run, so we need to start making some kind of battery backup to really hold us together. So we do need to look into doing that somehow. But that will come after the landing pad is printed. But for starters, we are completely out of resin, so I think I might go out and grab some resin real quick. There is a deposit right over here, so I don't have to go very far to do that, but there's a whole nother resin deposit right over here, so we're going to kind of break into this one here too a little bit. Now the first thing we're actually going to do is print a medium storage, and this is actually just for our storage platform here, so this won't even be the one for our battery backup. But while that prints, we did just finish our landing pad. Let's move our gravity globe out of the way, and let's open this guy up. Right about here is a perfect place to open this guy up. I think that is incredible. Now we can access our challenges. So see, this will actually, that actually makes me upset, because I just went through so much trouble to create an oxygenator, and I'm like, you know what, I'll create an oxygenator before I make my landing pad. And this is gonna get me an oxygenator for free. So we also did get this one done too, which is nice. But right now we do have 3 challenges. Install an oxygenator on a shelter. Now this is one that you actually cannot complete. Like, we don't have a starting shelter, so unfortunately I don't think you complete this challenge, but all it really gets you is some bites and some tethers, so it's not super important. Discover a gateway, that one's not too hard. And then we do have the activate event via exit request platform, so that one is the request platform one. Okay, so I'm actually questioning this now, because the Astroneer Basics challenge here actually unlocks a bunch of other challenges for us to complete, but if you can't install an oxygenator on a shelter, that means it doesn't give you the rest of the challenges you need, and so that means all of the snail challenges and other challenges like that, they just can't be done. But I know one thing that we can do, and that is discover a gateway chamber. There's one right over here. We're gonna go and discover one real quick. Now we don't have to activate it yet, and that'll be something that comes in the future, but just discovering one will get us some bites, and it'll give us a nice little joyride over here across the forest. So I'm hoping when I discover the gateway it'll open up a bunch of challenges, but until then there's not much I can do. Well, that only unlocked the activated gateway chamber, so yeah, as far as the Astroneer basics go, there might not be much we can do. I'll do some research though and try to find out, but let's head back to base real quick. Okay guys, so I did some research, and apparently there is no way to complete this challenge in hardcore mode, not this one, the Astroneer Basics, and that means you can't progress forward with any of the other challenges. So that means you can't get QTRTGs in this game mode, or you might be able to get QTRTGs from other stuff, but that means you can't get hoverboards, and I don't think that means you can get a lot of stuff that you would normally use in a real Astroneer game. I think QTRTGs are going to be a lot harder to get. I think you can get QTRTGs by activating the satellite, but at that point the game's over. So I don't know, but you can't get any of the snails, which was going to be a big part of my plan, because there's a snail that keeps you from taking damage, and that is the one that I really wanted to basically survive. And so the fact that you can't get the snail challenges done either is really, really difficult for this. But I'm going to go ahead and print another one of these medium storages. I do want to fill that with some zinc, and so that way I can turn them into batteries. Ooh, but first, now let me think about this. Right now, a big problem is getting bytes, and it's going to be difficult to maintain bytes as well, because most of my byte getting strategy starts at Glacio. So maybe the strategy right now is to unlock a small shuttle and fly to Glacio instead. That way I can get bytes, and instead of building my battery towers on a medium storage, I can build my battery towers on a large storage, which I believe is like the one that takes 2 titanium. Let me pull that up real quick. Yeah, or it's actually a medium storage silo, so that's what I'd want to build it on. So that might be the strategy as of right now. So yeah, I think right now we just need to get some more bytes. So that's going to be my goal right now, is to probably head down into the caves real quick and get some bytes. And now going into the caves, I am going to carry an emergency compound and resin with me, just in case if I run out of oxygen or tethers somehow. Now, I am going to go ahead and grab this guy first, and I'm going to throw him on the research chamber just to get researched while everything else is waiting. And I'm going to grab this one as well, just so we're getting the most of our research chamber when we're not using any other power. But unfortunately, the sun just went down, and we're not going to get much power right now anyway, so... But yep, let's head down into the caves real quick and see if we can find any of those little byte node things. I see some right over here right away, and I'm not going to go too far because I want to stay close to a tether. But yeah, that's all the byte nodes I see right away. So we're going to head back to our tether. We do have a little research thing right here though, so we're going to go ahead and bring this up to the surface. Again, just so we have them and we're constantly getting bytes. And some more research samples right here. And some more right over here as well. We did pass them right here as well. And we passed one right over here too. Ooh, look at that. That's going to be really... Okay. I'm going to have to pause my statement there, because there is a little gas plant here, and that thing's going to kill us if we don't get rid of it. So that's another thing we got to be really, really careful about in hardcore, is getting killed by plants like that. But essentially what I was getting to is we just found a portable smelting furnace, which is going to be huge moving forward. So pretty excited about that. And yeah, let's move on. Keep looking for some more bytes. Well, it looks like I did run out of tethers, so I'm gonna kind of just grab all the bytes that I see within a good running distance, and it looks like that might be it for right now. So I think we're gonna go ahead and head back to base. And we do have plenty of bytes right now for a shuttle as well. Alrighty, so now we're going to use the bytes that we just collected, and I think we're gonna go ahead and get a small shuttle here. 2 aluminum, which we do have plenty of laterite over here, so we're going to get this smelted real quick. We're going to go ahead and get all 3 smelted. But we are going to need more than just a shuttle. We're also going to need a thruster, which we do have plenty of bytes for, so I'll buy it. But we do need 1 ammonium for, so we're going to grab our gravity globe here. We're going to go looking for some ammonium. I already see some over here, so that shouldn't be too difficult. Hopefully there is a pretty decent sized deposit here, and get our small shuttle started. So let's throw our aluminum on here. We can get that started printing, and we can also grab our aluminum from here and get our thruster printed as well. Okay, so we got our shuttle finished. Let's throw it on the landing pad here. And we're also going to grab our thruster and throw on the bottom as well. And so now we do have this empty slot for the oxygenator, but we're not going to unbox that yet. We're going to keep it on here. We're going to put our oxygenator and small printer on there as well. We're going to build a little bit of a base while we go there as well. So we do need a few things for that, including some compound, resin, and so we're just going to fill this up with compound and resin for right now, but I do kind of want to look at what I might need to do this. Okay, so we got a backpack full of some different resources, and we're just going to go ahead, pack this all up, and I think right now we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave for Glacio, and we're going to see how this goes. So I'm hoping I don't die, and I like I said, I quite frankly don't want to die, but we're gonna see what we can do while we're away. So let's go ahead and launch to Glacio. Okay, so we will get our platform out here. And we do need to get some stuff unpacked. And first thing we're going to print is we're going to print a medium platform A. And now from here I do want to print a medium printer. And then with the medium printer I do want to go ahead and I want to print a large platform B. And so now we can actually open up. Oh, I didn't want to do that. You know what? I'll put that on my back. And now we have our oxygenator. And so we can officially tether off of our platform now, which is good, and we can eventually build a base off of this. But the main reason we came to Glacio today is for bytes, iron, and titanium. And so there's already a bunch of iron over here, so iron is going to actually end up being the last thing that I do, but I am going to need titanium. And to get titanium, I need to go down into the caves, so yeah, so first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to make some tethers when I do see some titanium way off in the distance. So we'll head that way after we collect as many of these bytes as possible. And I think we're probably pretty close out of tethers, so I'm going to tether over to the compound too so we can make some more tethers while we're at it. So it looks like right now the titanium that is here we can't get, but I am seeing some up on the roof, so we'll get as much of that as we can. So about 3 titanium is all we got out of that deposit, and so I don't know if I'm going to go looking for some more. I think 3 titanium is going to get us by, but I do keep seeing a ton of these little nodes, so I'm kind of just chasing these down whenever I find them. Another node right over here. Okay, so the other thing that we really needed, and what, well, I guess another big reason we came over here was for iron, and so we're gonna get a ton of iron. And that's about all we're gonna be able to do here on Glacio. I do want to get a full base started up, but as of right now we just didn't bring the resources with us to do that, so I'm thinking we'll probably wait till we get a bigger shuttle to do that. Let's head back to home. Well, we made it back home with 9,500 bytes, which is crazy, and we did get some of the resources we needed. And so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that travel. Now we are going to have to go to the moon here very soon as well, so we can get a chemistry lab and an atmospheric condenser. But essentially to beat hardcore mode, since we can't do the snail challenges and we can't do a lot of those other challenges, what we're just basically going to do is go to one gateway on each planet, dig down to the core, activate it, and then move on to the next planet. So it's not going to be a super in-depth series like my main series, my main playthrough. So if you do want to see a more in-depth series, go check out my main playthrough here on YouTube. But yeah, so this one is going to be pretty simple. I think in the next episode we're going to head to DeSolo to get our what is it called, to get some tungsten, and then at the end of that episode we are going to go ahead and actually activate the core of or at least one of the gateways. We might save the core for the next episode, but we're going to at least activate one of the gateways here on Silva. So that is going to do it for this episode, though. If you guys did enjoy, the like button and subscribe, and make sure to go check out some of the other videos here on the Lukeness Gaming channel, and I'll see y'all in the next episode.